I have a 20 by 30 canvas. For colours, I have cadmium-free yellow, emerald green, Prussian blue, cerulean blue, hooker's green, and titanium white. A jar of water, a cloth to wipe my brushes. I have a long flat brush, a liner brush, a short flat brush, a cat tongue brush. We're going to start mixing up some hooker's green and some Prussian blue. I'm doing this with my brush being very nice and wet. And we're going to start going in and adding some kind of, I guess you can say seaweed, some kind of sea plant. We're just going to be going in and start adding these strokes. I'm going to be going all around the side as well. We want to create almost like a window to the ocean. So we're kind of going around. And obviously at the bottom here, it's going to be slightly darker. But the aim is to create this sort of this window so we can look out and see. Sometimes when you go like diving in the ocean, you can find these really beautiful, and my favorite, a makeup blending brush. All of these supplies and materials are going to be in the description, so you can go and check them out there. Lastly, I have a spray bottle. I'm going to start off by spraying my canvas. I have a rough idea in my head of what I want to make today, but as always, I am painting with zero plan. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know where this is going to end up. We're just going to get started and see how we get on. When you paint using no reference photos or you don't plan anything, there is a lot of unpredictability that comes with that. I'm just going to spray that again because that is, need to make sure that it stays wet as I'm putting down the paint, otherwise we're going to get streaks. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a light background today. So I'm going to go in with some emerald green, I think, and some cerulean blue. All right, I'm just going to pop that there. Just grab some of that. You can even just go straight in with the cerulean blue because we're going to be blending it out, so it doesn't really matter. My canvas is drying very fast today. I think that's because I have the heaters on, so the air is drier. I'm going to pop some white here on the top. I want it to be kind of light. I'm going for an underwater theme. And I might be grabbing some Prussian blue and kind of putting that here towards the bottom. Kind of going to go like maybe in a gradient today. So just kind of get that there. Make sure I'm checking my canvas, keeping it nice and wet. And I might be going in with a bit of cerulean blue. Pop my paints down there. Some cerulean blue and white. And maybe pop that there as well. Kind of just mishmash all the colours together. It doesn't really matter how it looks. It's going to be all beautifully blended at the end. Okay. I think I'm going to go maybe for a little bit more cerulean blue here, maybe some more white at the top, maybe some emerald green here at the bottom as well, just to get that really beautiful ocean colour. And then grabbing my brush, I'm going to start blending this out. Just using stippling motions and small circular movements. I'm going to grab my brush and dry that off. Sometimes you can kind of push down just to absorb some of the excess water on the canvas. Then with your brush, remove the excess paint and then come back in and give it that smoother blend. I think I am going to go for a second layer with this. Okay, so we've got this really beautiful gradient happening, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. I think I'm going to let this dry. And now going in with the second layer, I'm not going to be spraying the canvas. I'm just going to be going straight in with some of the paint. I'm going to top up some of the colours, top up some of that white. And I'm going to be going in with a very wet brush, and I'm going to be just popping back those colours that we saw in the beginning and doing some of the colour mixes that we had. Mixing some of that emerald green and just repeating the first steps that we did in that first layer. We want to repeat, just going over to make the colours more strong and to stand out a little bit more. Sometimes going in with more blue, sometimes going in with more green, going in with some of that Prussian blue. Right here at the bottom. And then mixing in some of that Prussian blue and the emerald green together, so we kind of get that more sea green colour. Okay, grabbing the brush, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did in the beginning, just going in and buffing everything out. So now you're going to have a stronger colour. It's also going to be more smooth in its appearance. Okay, so now going in with that dark colour, you can slightly bring it up as well. Okay, I'm going to dry that off on the cloth. All right, that's looking very, very good. I think what I'm going to try to do now is with the white, I'm going to clean off my long flat brush and I'm going to take some white. Whilst it's still wet, I'm going to bring down some strokes. Like so. It looks messy, but we're gonna blend that out. So starting from the white point, just going to be pulling down and following the that. Okay, I think this looks great. Now what we're going to do is really beautiful scenes of the fish swimming quietly, and something about the ocean that is so relaxing, and something to bear in mind as well is that the plants in the ocean, they tend to move in a wiggly fashion. So they are not straight like the grass outside. When you're taking your brush, you kind of want to move your brush around so that you get all of these different, and it just brings it to life. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and come back and do more to that greenery underneath. Now that it's completely dry, I'm grabbing some more of that Prussian blue and emerald green, and I'm going to go in and start adding these long strokes together on top of that layer that we just previously painted. Sometimes going for more green, sometimes going for more blue. Just want to make it a bit darker. Remembering to add a slight bend to the sea to the sea plants. I'm going to go all the way, not forgetting to do the top as well as the bottom. The more water you have in your brush, the thinner the paint will be. So I'm just going over. Making sure as you can see, it's coming together very nicely. Just take some time. Acrylics usually need layers. Okay, with that now, I think I'm going to take some yellow and some emerald green. I'm going to go in and add some lighter green. So I'm taking hooker's green and some yellow. And then some cerulean blue. Okay, maybe take a bit of Prussian blue here. Okay, very good. All right, I think we're going to stop there now. And to finish off the painting, I'm going to take some of my cat tongue brush, and I'm going to go in with that Prussian blue. Maybe even some hooker's green, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to start off by drawing these tiny little petals. And what I want to mimic is, even though these are florals, kind of we're doing like a school of fish. We're kind of doing like that, and then doing with another, in another place, just doing a few here and there. Just so it's not so singular. And then with the liner brush, I'm going to do some yellow into add some yellow. Grabbing my short flat brush, I'm going to grab some yellow and some emerald green. Maybe some Prussian blue. So these can also look like fish as well. And I'm going to put some into the grass. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same with the same brush. I'm going to go in with that Prussian blue. Okay, I think that is where we're ending up. These are the final results of today's experimental painting. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you loved about this painting. And make sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. I post new videos every Tuesdays and Fridays.